Hey, today I want to talk about why you should be paying attention to the recent visit of Russian nuclear bombers to Venezuela. First, let me plug my novel, Follow the Leader: Murder and Mayhem on Capitol Hill. It's available through Amazon. I self-published. I was a career journalist, 30 some years. I published nonfiction books through uh, Financial Times Press. Uh, I'm a good writer. I didn't feel like going through the literary industrial complex and going out and getting an agent, trying to sell yourself to an agent for a couple years and then waiting 2 or 3 more years for a book to be published. So I decided to go directly to the public. This is available on Kindle for 99 cents. The paperback, which is 360 pages, is $11.99. It's a bargain. Look how thick it is. It's a it's high quality production. So it's the real McCoy. It's a great read. Read the reviews on Amazon. Search McTague, McTague, and follow the leader and look at the reviews. They're stellar. Okay, why should we pay attention to the Russian nuclear bombers in Venezuela? This is all about missile agreements, geopolitics. Back in 2014, I think it was, Russia tested an intermediate range missile, which was in violation of a treaty with the United States. President Barack Obama considered withdrawing from that treaty. Our allies in Europe talked him out of it, claiming that it would create an arms race. Okay, fast forward to this recent October, President Trump says we should get out of this treaty because the Russians are violating it. That didn't go down well with Putin, so he started agitating about Russia possessing a hypersonic cruise missile. He next sends the bombers on a visit to Venezuela, and Venezuela is now talking about hosting the bombers on a regular basis. Their law forbids foreign governments from establishing military bases, but this would be like guest privileges. It's a thumb in the eye of the United States. It's a threat to introduce nuclear weapons, Russian nuclear weapons into our hemisphere. At the same time, Putin is, launching these hypersonics. And if you look at the Washington Post today now, the Pentagon is agitating for mass production of hypersonic rockets by the U.S. So we have a brand new arms race, which is what Europe feared. The Russians, by the way, want intermediate missiles because it's cheaper than financing an army. So that's where we are. I would pay attention to Venezuela because if Putin ups the ante, we could have the equivalent of another Cuban Missile Crisis. And if you're an investor, recall that the Cuban Missile Crisis caused the Dow Jones averages to swoon by 9%, which would mean, if we saw a similar ratcheting up of global tensions, the Dow would be down around 21,000. The S&P would be down a couple hundred more points. So it's another brick in the wall of worry in Wall Street that you have to pay attention to. Hey, give my book a chance, and nice chatting to you all. Bye-bye.